Did you know that Jeri Ryan, the Star Trek actress who played the iconic Seven of Nine, ended her marriage because of her husband's twisted sexual demands? And that divorce scandal was just the beginning of Jeri's dizzying romantic journey. Her trail of marriages and hookups with everyone from famous writers to French chefs are news you wouldn't want to miss out on. We begin our story in the year 1990 at a charity event where Jeri met the man who would become her first husband, Jack Ryan. Jack was a wealthy investment banker and an up-and-coming Republican politician. By all accounts, they seemed like the perfect power couple. Wealthy, attractive, successful. They tied the knot a year later in 1991, ready to take on the world together. Little did they know, the road ahead would be filled with shocking twists and turns that no one could have predicted. You see, behind closed doors, Jack had a secret desire, a twisted fetish that he desperately wanted Jeri to indulge. And when she finally agreed, exposing that secret would destroy everything they had built. As the young couple settled into married life, the cracks began to show. Jack's career as an investment banker meant he traveled constantly, while Jeri was based in Los Angeles for her acting work. The long separations put a strain on their relationship, as they admitted in interviews over the years. But little did the world know there was another sinister force eating away at their marriage from within. As Jack's political ambitions grew, so too did the tension in his marriage to Jeri. In 1998, while campaigning to become a U.S. Senator for Illinois, Jack started taking Terry on romantic getaways to places like New York, New Orleans, and Paris. What should have been a chance to rekindle their relationship turned out to be something much darker. According to divorce papers later filed by Jeri, Jack had a sordid secret that he forced her to indulge in during these trips. He allegedly insisted they visit underground sex clubs, pushing Jeri to perform depraved acts in public as others watched. Jeri claimed Jack even asked her to have sex with him while other couples observed. Can you imagine the horror Jeri must have felt? A bright star whose fame had risen from the beloved Star Trek franchise suddenly found herself being coerced into her husband's twisted fantasies. In one particularly disturbing incident in New York, Jeri said Jack brought her to a club with cages, whips, and other apparatuses hanging from the ceiling. When she refused his demands to perform, he apologized and promised never to insist again. But it was already too late. The damage to their relationship was done. As the lurid details of the Ryans' crumbling marriage began to surface, Jack was in the middle of a heated Senate race. Despite his political aspirations, he couldn't keep his sordid secrets under wraps any longer. In 2000, a judge granted a request by media outlets to unseal the couple's divorce records from 1999, exposing the shocking allegations about Jack's penchant for sex clubs and public depravity. The fallout was swift and severe. Jack was forced to withdraw his candidacy as reports of his demands on Jeri made headlines across the country. His political career was in ruins. Meanwhile, Jeri attempted to walk a tightrope, condemning Jack's actions while also portraying him as a good man and a loving father in a public statement. It was clear the divorce had taken an emotional toll. Try to imagine Jeri's mindset during this excruciating public spectacle. A respected actress beloved by millions of Star Trek fans now has the most intimate details of her failed marriage plastered across the front pages. The humiliation and heartbreak must have been immense. Yet she still felt compelled to defend the father of her child, showing the conflict and mixed emotions she grappled with. With her divorce laying bare Jack's disturbing behavior, Jeri was finally free from the marriage that had turned toxic. But she had also lost her conventional family life, now a single mother with a young son to raise on her own. Her world had been shattered. Would she be able to pick up the pieces? Or was there more drama yet to come? In the aftermath of her messy public divorce from Jack Ryan, Jeri found herself a single mother trying to raise her young son Alex, while also carrying on her acting career. The stability of family life she had sought was in tatters. But unbeknownst to her, the road ahead contained even more romantic turmoil and controversy. You see, while filming her iconic role as Seven of Nine on Star Trek Voyager, Jeri had grown close to one of the show's executive producers, Brannon Braga. As her marriage to Jack Ryan completely disintegrated, Jeri and Brannon's relationship took an intimate turn. Before long, they were an item, with Brannon living together with Jeri and her son under one roof. It seemed Jeri had finally found peace and partnership again after her divorce. But this relationship was destined to be tumultuous as well. Despite sharing a home and blending their families, Jeri and Brannon's romance was incredibly rocky and unstable. After 5 years as a couple, their union ultimately combusted in 2004 as they went their separate ways. Once again, Jeri found herself blindsided by heartbreak and upheaval in her personal life. Can you fathom the emotional whiplash Jeri experienced? One moment a newlywed filled with hope, the next having her world shattered by a shocking divorce. Then she took a chance on new love with her colleague Brannon, blending their families together, only for that relationship to also fall apart after half a decade. The repeated trauma of having her personal life ripped apart must have been draining in the extreme. Yet Jeri persevered, determined to not let these romantic setbacks define her. She threw herself into her work, anchoring roles on shows like Boston Public and Shark in the wake of her split from Brannon. She refused to let her romantic struggles stall her upward career trajectory. Little did Jeri know, however, that she was on a collision course with a new love that would again turn her personal life upside down. Because in 2005, at the age of 40, Jeri met and fell for a French chef over a decade her junior, Christophe Aimé. Their whirlwind romance quickly engulfed her world as the pair swiftly became inseparable. They moved in together with her son Alex, started a business together, and before long were walking down the aisle themselves in a storybook French ceremony. But could this marriage buck the trend of Jeri's turbulent romantic past? When Jeri Ryan met Christophe Aimé in 2005, it seemed like the fairy tale ending she had been searching for. Here was an accomplished French chef, over a decade her junior, whose passion and sophistication seemingly swept Jeri off her feet. Their whirlwind romance moved at light speed. Within 2 years, they had moved in together with Jeri's son Alex and launched their own restaurant venture called Ortolan. From the outside, this looked like the new stable partnership Jeri desperately needed after her tumultuous divorce from Jack Ryan and split from Brannon Braga. Christophe was younger, devoted, and seemed to share her dreams. So when he popped the question in 2006 by having a mural painted with romantic poetry, Jeri didn't hesitate before saying yes. Their storybook French wedding in the Loire Valley in June 2007 looked to be the fresh start she had been craving. But were the cracks already starting to show in Jeri's third attempt at marital bliss? Despite the lavish wedding and starry-eyed beginnings, responsibility running their high-end Los Angeles restaurant, Ortolan, put immense pressure on the newlyweds. The intense work hours of getting a new business off the ground, coupled with raising a child from a previous relationship, created a pressure cooker environment. For a time, Jeri must have wondered if she had finally found the stable partnership and family life she dreamed of. Beaming by Christophe's side at their wedding, she saw the decades between them as a mark of his youthful passion, not a red flag. She convinced herself that this time, with a younger, devoted partner, her romantic hardships were behind her. Jeri had waited so long for this elusive happiness, she had to seize it. Yet just 3 years after her fairy tale French wedding to Christophe, fate knocked Jeri's world apart once again. Because in March 2008, in the thick of managing their high-stakes restaurant during its make-or-break early years, Jeri gave birth to a daughter with Christophe, Giselle. Raising a newborn while being hit with the intense demands of new business owners and parents created a perfect storm of stress. Had Jeri's desperation to finally make this marriage work blinded her to the shockwaves a new child would send through their lives? Behind the scenes, the idyllic picture was already fraying. On the surface, Jeri Ryan's third marriage to Christophe Aimé had all the trappings of the fairy tale ending she had been searching for. A lavish French countryside wedding, blending their families together with her son Alex, and launching a high-end restaurant seemed like the perfect creative partnership. The birth of their daughter Giselle in 2008 appeared to cement this fresh start for Jeri. As the responsibilities mounted, any relationship would struggle under the weight. Yet Jeri seemed determined, like never before, to make this marriage to Christophe succeed, where her previous unions had failed. She retreated from the spotlight, her acting career taking a backseat to her new roles as a restaurateur and mother of 2. Jeri was all in on domestic bliss this time around, but at what cost? Can you imagine the war Jeri must have been waging within herself during this period? She gave her latest marriage everything she had after being burned so badly by her first 2 husbands, sacrificing her hard-won acting fame to focus on making this family unit work and not let it unravel like the others. Surely there were moments of doubt where she wondered if she was just repeating the same patterns all over again. Yet she pressed on, resolute in her belief that Christophe was her chance at lasting love and stability. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out other videos of beautiful ladies from the yesteryears.